Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class JOLT. So, first we'll take a quick look at his packaging, and it's your standard, Studio Series packaging. But you do have a nice picture of JOLT up here, that lovely face, and you just have that same kind of artwork or picture here. And on the side you just have a more completed picture of JOLT in his robot mode, and on the back you just have your obligatory, product shots and whatnot. Have him in his robot mode and his vehicle mode. Now, JOLT wasn't in Dark of the Moon, but he was in Revenge of the Fallen. So I don't understand why they decided to give JOLT a Dark of the Moon backdrop. This is the, I don't know if you can tell because of the glare, but it's the bridge from where Optimus killed Megatron and Sentinel and where the movie ended. And they gave it for JOLT. I don't know why. Now, personally, I don't really care because this just stays in the box, but I just, it is weird that they do, at least I think it's weird that they gave him the, I guess, kind of the wrong backdrop, but I guess they just got sick and tired of using the pyramid, so. But here is JOLT in his Chevy Volt car mode, and as far as the car mode goes, I really like it. I think it looks very, very nice. You do this entire top section here, from where the windshield starts all the way back until this hinge right here, and the windows and whatnot, it's all clear plastic. And you all know I don't like clear plastic, but I do want to say might want to be careful with these hinges because they're not exactly great, but just a word of warning, I do think they'll break over time. But as far as the car mode goes, like I said, I think it looks great. I love the shade of blue that they chose to cover this toy in, or mold the toy in. I think it looks really good, and I think the detail also looks very nice. I do love the fact that they did give him silver side view mirrors, so I'm glad that they kind of picked those out in that kind of paint. And you do get a bunch of silver up here for the grille and the headlights and the nice Chevy logo right up there. And on the back you also have some nice detail. You got some silver spots right here and the red tail lights, and again the Chevy logo and license plate, kind of molded in there. So I'm also glad that they painted in the rims, so thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I don't like it when they don't do that. So but for comparison, here he is with his wave mate, Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe. I believe they're from the same wave. That's what I read. I'm probably wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But here they look together, and they look nice together, so thank goodness for that. As far as accessories go, you do get two. You get these, you get his little chain whip things. I don't really know if they're chain whips, but they're his whip weapon. So you get two of them, and they're done in this gray plastic here. But they do have some nice molded detail. So, and they are made out of a softer plastic. And as soon as I'm done recording this review, I'm going to take a hairdryer to them, and I'm going to bend them so they kind of look like that, because I kind of like how that looks, and I'm going to cut that tab off. And what that tab is for is you can just take them, and you can see there's a slot right here on the side of the vehicle, and you can just take them and tab them in like so. If I can get this one tabbed in. So you have your weapon storage. Doesn't look great, but it's weapon storage if you want it. So that being said, I suppose we will get down to his transformation. So first thing I like to do is come to the front here and lift this entire kind of front section here and kind of bring it up and get it out of the way and kind of untab it. I then like to come to the I grab the rear view mirrors, kind of grab them from the bottom and just lightly kind of untab the roof from the car, which can be a bit of a pain. Kind of get all of this untabbed, kind of get them untabbed from the feet here, kind of bring it up like so, and this will all be his backpack. Yes, it's fantastic. I loved it. You then want to kind of come to the side panels here and bring them out, kind of bring them down and get these out of the way, except fun fact, they'll never get out of your way. Thanks, Hasbro. But no. You then kind of want to extend the leg down, kind of bring this down and around, kind of bring this down, and you want to take his feet and kind of straighten them out, and you want to take the wheels and fold them in underneath his feet so he has flat feet. And you want to take these hip pieces and take the wheels here and fold them in like so. Fold the wheel in like so. And that's it. You're done. For his legs anyways. You then want to come to the back here and untab this section, which you then want to take and pull out his arm and his hand. Kind of bring this all out. Kind of bring this down. So bring this section here, and I'm going to raise the camera just a little bit. I'm going to bring this all out and down like so. And then kind of bring this down, get it out of the way, and keep this kind of lifted up. You then want to take this whole kind of ab section here and bring it down so it's lined up properly, like so. You then want to come to the arms here, and what you're going to want to do is take these sections here, kind of untab them, and you want to rotate these sections down like so, and you can kind of have these angled however you wish. I kind of like to leave them angled out a little bit, and there you have an arm all done. And you just want to do the same thing over here, kind of untab this section here and bring it down like so, and there you have his arms all done. And lastly, you just want to take the section up here, kind of take it and split it, fold it out, and fold these kind of pieces here down. You then want to take this section and fold it in. And again, I would definitely be careful with this because all of this is clear plastic. So I'd be very careful. But you do want to take this and fold it up and fold it down and back. Kind of the best you can. Kind of get it out of the way. Get it as far down as it'll go. Like so. Kind of tab it in. And there is Studio Series Jolt fully transformed and in his robot mode. If he wants to stand for me, please stand. Please do me a favor and stand. Come on. There we go. Maybe. Yes, there we go. So there's Studio Series Jolt fully transformed and in his robot mode. And I got two schools of thought come to mind when I think of this figure. Excuse me. I really like it, and I also really don't like it, but we'll get into that as we move along. But as far as the molded detail and sculpted detail goes, I think he looks fantastic. I do love his head sculpt. It is a lot more movie accurate, and I do love the fact that they picked his eyes out in blue paint. I think it looks very nice, and there's some blue detail up here as well. So, and again, just overall, the molded detail and all the silver that they used in him looks very, very nice. These thigh pieces here are done in clear plastic for some reason. I don't know. And I do love the fact that, if I remember correctly from the CGI model, his knees were actually the tires, and I like that they did sculpt in treads. So that looks very nice. I do like that. And you have his hands right here, little claw hands, which look great, and just a bunch of detail on his arm. So, let's talk about the one thing that really bothers me, and it's the kibble. Now, let me kind of talk a little bit before somebody ends up crying, "Oh, shut the hell up, it's a Transformer, it's gonna have kibble." Hear me out. I don't care about backpacks. I've never cared about backpacks. I don't really care. It can stick out as far as it's whatever. I can ignore the backpack because the way that I'm going to look at my figure is from the front. And that is fine. These pieces up here, they don't bother me really all that much or whatever, right? It's not the backpack and it's not these pieces. It's these freaking hip skirts. And I've heard people say, but it's more movie accurate. Okay. The mold is more movie accurate, but he did not have these hip skirts in the movie. I have looked up countless pictures and images of the CGI, and he doesn't have these. And these don't bother me so much as the fact that they're there, but it's the simple fact that it clutters the figure and it makes posing him a chore. Getting him in a pose or moving his legs at all because of the way that these are is such a pain in the tail. Now, it would have been better if you could take these and angle them down just a little bit more. But because of the wheel here, you can't do that. So what you have to do is you'd have to take the wheel out, and then you can angle them down. So I wish they would have done something like that, where you can have the wheel fold up and kind of angle these down a bit more. But no, they're just kind of off to the side here. And again, kibble doesn't really bother me that much. It's just the fact that it's in the way, and it's so cluttered. I mean, this figure is very cluttered. And don't get me wrong, he looks great. I think from the front, he looks absolutely fantastic. But when you turn him, it's like, ugh. And I get it's a deluxe class, you $20 Transformer. I understand that. And, you know, again, I like the fact that it's more movie accurate than what we've gotten. I'm just saying, I'm not a fan of this right here whatsoever, because it just, again, it just clutters him. But, as far as articulation goes, I do believe, yeah, the head's on a ball joint, so you kind of do what you want with it. The arms or shoulders are on a ball joint, which are very loose, and I've heard that's a big problem with this figure. They are very loose, but I mean, you can just tighten those up with either floor polish or super glue. But, you know, you can kind of do what you want with them, except for the fact that it starts bumping, you know, things start bumping into each other, and, you know, that kind of is what it is. But he does have a bicep swivel, does have over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, unfortunately, but I mean, you know, with the way his hands are, it doesn't really matter. You do get a waist swivel. Not like you really get to use. I mean, I guess you can actually, yeah, you can kind of use the waist swivel. But again, things start bumping into each other. The legs can, theoretically, the legs can go forward that much. They can go back. Again, yeah, they can't really go back at all because the backpack and this mess here. They can only go that far out because, again, this section here. Thigh swivel. Forget it. He has a little bit of a thigh swivel, but then this bumps into this and this bumps into that. Yeah, it's not fun. Knee though, you do get over 90 degrees bend at the knee, and you do get a ankle joint that can move up and down, and unfortunately there's no pivot. So I mean, he's got a lot of joints. It's just using them is not very fun. As far as his whips, though, or his whips go, the way that you attach these is you want to come in here and you want to take off his thumb, I guess. I don't really know what you'd call it, but you want to take off one of his claw pieces, and you just take the whip and plug it into that hole, and there you have his whip attached to him, and you can do that on either side. And let me get this in there, and there you go. There you have his whips. So you can have that going on if you wish. So, which is cool. I like that they added these. I wish they were more posable, but again, it's a $20 deluxe. You ain't really gonna get that. So let me put his thumbs back on, or his little fingers back on. There, come on, there we go. So, final thoughts on this figure. I like it. I do like the figure, and I'm glad that they finally added, you know, they added him to the Studio Series line, and I'm glad that we got a more movie-accurate Jolt figure than what we got before. I'm just, it's a very cluttered figure, and posing him is kind of a chore, and I just wish they found, I mean, his backpack is already big enough. You might as well have just added these on there anyways, you know? But I think, you know, he looks great, in my opinion. I do really like the way that he looks. Oh, and if these do bother you, they do stick out this far, you can just kind of turn them to the side like this. If you wanted to do that, you can do that. But, he's just so cluttered, and I wish he wasn't. But as far as the figure looks from like the front and the sculpt, yes, he looks great. I love how it looks. But you know, it is what it is. But I am glad that we do have a more movie accurate Jolt. So, would I recommend it? Yes, I would, because I mean, if you look at the Revenge of the Fallen Jolt, this one looks a lot better. So, but that's gonna be about it for the review. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.